Welcome to our deep dive into the oncological risks of low-rate smoking, specifically, what happens when someone smokes just 5 cigarettes a day. Many people believe that light smoking is relatively harmless, but modern oncology tells a very different story. In this video, we'll explore the timeline of risk, the science behind carcinogenesis, and why even small amounts of tobacco can have profound effects on your health. We'll also break down the concept of pack years, visualize the cellular changes, and discuss the broader impact beyond just lung cancer. Let's begin by understanding why there is no fixed timeline for cancer development in light smokers. In medicine, there is no exact number of years after which a person smoking 5 cigarettes a day will develop cancer. Carcinogenesis, or the process of cancer formation, is probabilistic, not deterministic. This means that while smoking increases your risk over time, the exact moment cancer appears depends on a complex interplay of genetic damage, mutations, and your body's ability to repair DNA. Some people may develop cancer earlier, while others may never do so, but the risk is always present and accumulates with continued exposure. It's important to understand that cancer risk from smoking is about probability, not certainty. Every cigarette smoked increases the chance of harmful mutations in your cells. Over time, these chances add up, but there's no way to predict exactly when or if cancer will develop. This uncertainty is what makes smoking so dangerous. Even low rates of smoking can eventually lead to serious health consequences, and no one is immune to the risks. Large-scale studies provide us with some guidance. For someone smoking 5 cigarettes a day, a measurable increase in lung cancer risk typically appears within 10 to 15 years of continuous exposure. This risk rises sharply after 20 to 30 years. These timelines are based on population data, not individual predictions, but they highlight how even light smoking can lead to significant health risks over time. Contrary to popular belief, light smoking is far from safe. Research shows that smoking just 1 to 4 cigarettes per day nearly triples your risk of dying from lung cancer compared to non-smokers. The risk doesn't reset with lower numbers. It accumulates with every cigarette, every day, year after year. This means that even the smallest habit can have life-altering consequences. Oncologists use the concept of pack years to measure lifetime tobacco exposure. This metric helps standardize risk assessment across different smoking patterns. The formula is simple: the number of packs smoked per day multiplied by the number of years smoked. For someone smoking 5 cigarettes a day, that's 0.25 packs per day. Over time, these fractions add up, providing a clear picture of cumulative risk. Let's break down the pack year calculation for a light smoker. If you smoke 5 cigarettes a day, that's 0.25 packs per day. Multiply that by the number of years you've smoked to get your total pack years. For example, after 5 years, you have 1.25 pack years. After 10 years, 2.5 pack years. After 20 years, 5 pack years. And after 30 years, 7.5 pack years. Each increase in pack years corresponds to a higher risk of cancer and other diseases. After just 5 years of smoking 5 cigarettes a day, your body begins to show early signs of harm. At 1.25 pack years, localized inflammation in the respiratory system can be detected. These early cellular changes may not cause symptoms, but they set the stage for more serious problems down the line. The damage is already underway, even if you feel fine. By the 10-year mark with 2.5 pack years, the effects of smoking become more widespread. Measurable dysfunction appears in the endothelium, the lining of your blood vessels. This means your risk for cardiovascular disease is already climbing, and the risk of cancer is steadily increasing. The damage is no longer just local, it's affecting your entire body. After 20 years of smoking 5 cigarettes a day, you reach 5 pack years. At this stage, there is a substantial accumulation of DNA damage. The risk of cancer and other serious diseases rises sharply. The body's ability to repair itself is overwhelmed, and the likelihood of malignant transformation in cells increases dramatically. At 30 years with 7.5 pack years, you enter the high-risk zone. The likelihood of malignant cellular transformation accelerates. This means your risk of developing cancer is now extremely high, and the damage to your body is often irreversible. The longer you smoke, the greater the danger, even at low daily doses. The journey from normal lung cells to cancer is a gradual, stepwise process. With each year of low-dose smoking, cells accumulate more genetic mutations. Initially, these changes are subtle and may go unnoticed, but over time, they cross a threshold where normal cellular replication turns malignant. This linear progression is why even small amounts of smoking can eventually lead to cancer. Tobacco smoke contains over 70 known carcinogens, including chemicals like benzoapirin and nitrosamines. Even at just 5 cigarettes a day, These substances bind directly to the DNA in your lung cells, forming what are called DNA adducts. If these adducts are not repaired before the cell divides, they become permanent mutations, setting the stage for cancer. Cancer develops when a single cell acquires multiple specific mutations. Smoking increases the number of mutations each year. Think of it like a lottery. Every cigarette is another ticket, and the more tickets you have, the higher your chances of winning this unwanted lottery. Over 20 years, even a few cigarettes a day add up to thousands of chances for cancer-causing mutations. For cancer to develop, certain genes that protect against tumors, like TP53, must be turned off, while others that promote growth, like KRAS, are turned on. Smoking increases the odds of these critical genetic switches being flipped in the wrong direction. This is why even low-dose smoking is so dangerous. It steadily chips away at your genetic defenses. Our bodies are equipped with enzymes that repair damaged DNA. However, daily exposure to tobacco smoke, even at low doses, overwhelms these repair systems. Over time, errors slip through, and these uncorrected mistakes can lead to cancer. The more you smoke, the more you push your body's repair mechanisms to their limits. The relationship between smoking and cancer risk is not linear. Even small amounts of tobacco can cause significant biological damage. This means that cutting down from heavy to light smoking reduces risk, but not as much as you might think. The safest option is to quit entirely, as any exposure increases your chances of harm. While lung cancer is the most well-known risk, the dangers of smoking extend far beyond the lungs. Carcinogens from tobacco enter the bloodstream and can damage multiple organs. Even at 5 cigarettes a day, your risk for heart disease, stroke, and cancers of the bladder, esophagus, and pancreas increases significantly. At just 5 cigarettes a day, the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke spikes almost as high as it does for heavy smokers. This is because even low doses of tobacco can cause significant damage to blood vessels and the heart. The impact is not limited to cancer. Smoking is a major risk factor for a wide range of deadly diseases. Long-term, low-dose smoking is also linked to higher risks of bladder, esophageal, and pancreatic cancers. These organs are exposed to carcinogens through the bloodstream, not just direct contact with smoke. The risk is strictly correlated with the duration and amount of exposure, making even light smoking dangerous over time. The most effective way to halt the progression of risk is to quit smoking immediately. Studies show that within 10 years of quitting, your risk of developing lung cancer drops to about half that of a current smoker. The benefits continue to grow the longer you stay smoke-free, highlighting the body's remarkable ability to heal. After quitting, your risk of cancer and other diseases continues to decline over time. The earlier you stop, the more you benefit. This ongoing reduction in risk is a powerful motivator for anyone considering quitting, no matter how long or how little they've smoked. To sum up, there is no safe level of smoking. Even 5 cigarettes a day significantly increases your risk of cancer and other serious diseases. The risk accumulates with every year and every cigarette, and the damage is both local and systemic. The best way to protect your health is to quit as soon as possible. A common myth is that light smoking is safe or at least much less harmful. However, scientific evidence shows that even low rates of smoking cause significant harm. The risk is not just about how much you smoke, but how long you keep smoking. Every cigarette counts toward your cumulative risk. Not everyone who smokes will develop cancer, and some people may be more genetically susceptible than others. Factors like DNA repair efficiency and family history play a role. However, no one is completely protected, and the risk increases for everyone with continued exposure. Somatic mutations are changes in your DNA that occur during your lifetime, not inherited from your parents. Smoking increases the rate at which these mutations occur, raising the probability of cancer. The more mutations, the higher the risk, and smoking accelerates this process. The damage from smoking is cumulative. Each cigarette adds to the total burden on your cells and organs. Over years and decades, this accumulation leads to higher risks of cancer, heart disease, and other serious conditions. The only way to stop the damage is to stop smoking. The concept of pack years helps doctors estimate your risk based on both how much and how long you've smoked. The higher your pack years, the greater your risk. This metric is a powerful tool for understanding and communicating the dangers of smoking, even at low daily doses. Even before cancer develops, smoking causes inflammation in the respiratory system. This inflammation can lead to chronic bronchitis, reduced lung function, and increased susceptibility to infections. These early signs are warnings that more serious problems may follow if smoking continues. Smoking damages the endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels. This dysfunction is an early step in the development of atherosclerosis, which can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Even low-dose smoking can trigger these harmful changes, increasing your risk of cardiovascular events. DNA adducts are pieces of DNA that have been chemically bonded to carcinogens from tobacco smoke. These adducts can cause errors during cell division, leading to permanent mutations. Over time, the accumulation of these mutations increases the risk of cancer. Genes like TP53 act as tumor suppressors, protecting cells from becoming cancerous. Oncogenes like KRAS, when activated, promote uncontrolled cell growth. Smoking increases the likelihood of these genes being altered, tipping the balance toward cancer development. Our cells have specialized enzymes that repair DNA damage. However, constant exposure to tobacco smoke can overwhelm these systems, allowing more mutations to persist. This is why even small amounts of smoking can be so harmful over time. Carcinogens from tobacco smoke don't just stay in the lungs, they travel throughout the body via the bloodstream. This systemic spread means that organs far from the lungs are also at risk, including the bladder, pancreas, and esophagus. Smoking damages blood vessels, increases clotting, and raises blood pressure, all of which contribute to heart disease and stroke. These effects are seen even in light smokers, making cardiovascular risk a major concern at any level of tobacco use. Bladder and pancreatic cancers are strongly linked to smoking, even at low doses. Carcinogens are filtered by the kidneys and stored in the bladder, where they can cause mutations. The pancreas is also vulnerable to these harmful chemicals, increasing cancer risk over time. Even light smokers face a significantly higher risk of stroke. Smoking damages blood vessels and increases the likelihood of blood clots, which can block arteries in the brain. The risk is nearly as high as for heavy smokers, emphasizing the dangers of any tobacco use. Esophageal cancer is another serious risk associated with smoking. Carcinogens in tobacco smoke can damage the cells lining the esophagus, leading to mutations and, over time, cancer. The risk increases with both the amount and duration of smoking. The benefits of quitting smoking begin almost immediately. Within days, your body starts to repair itself. Circulation improves, lung function begins to recover, and the risk of heart attack starts to drop. These rapid improvements are just the beginning of a long-term health recovery. Over the years after quitting, your risk of cancer and other diseases continues to fall. After 10 years, your lung cancer risk is about half that of a current smoker. The longer you stay smoke-free, the closer your risk gets to that of someone who never smoked. From a public health standpoint, reducing smoking rates, even at low levels, has a significant impact on disease prevention. Every person who quits contributes to lower rates of cancer, heart disease, and other smoking-related illnesses in the community. To recap, the timeline of risk for low-rate smoking is clear. Measurable risk appears within 10-15 years, escalates after 20-30 years, and continues to rise with ongoing exposure. The only way to stop this progression is to quit smoking entirely. The main takeaway is simple. There is no safe level of smoking. Even just 5 cigarettes a day can lead to serious, life-threatening diseases. The risk is cumulative and affects every part of your body. Quitting is the best decision you can make for your health. The good news is that your body has a remarkable capacity to heal. No matter how long you've smoked, quitting now will start to reverse much of the damage. Every smoke-free day is a step toward better health and a lower risk of cancer and other diseases. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the science of low-rate smoking and cancer risk. Remember, the risks are real and cumulative, but the power to change your future is in your hands. Take the first step toward a healthier life today.